Cortes que você mandou, vem a bolsa junto?
Deixa eu ver pra
Me manda
você.
esse
Já
link.
te confirmo. Eu acho que
Me manda o link, me manda o link.
é o de baixo, né?
Já volto.
É o de baixo, é o de baixo.
Tem mais gente, tá vindo
Vem
mais
top,
gente.
regata e camiseta.
Ah, não, relaxa, sem pressa. Tô assistindo os jogos aqui, tô assistindo os jogos.
Ah, beleza.
Vou mandar o link. É o rosinha, né?
Vai de compras. Comprar umas coisinhas verdes também, né? Curta assim, legging. Ah, não.
Feels so good. I'm glad that I did. Welcome to Sam Roberts Show.
Vem só. É só de enfeite esse
866-969-1969.
Combina.
I want to send a shout out
Ei,
to all the
Yeah.
people. I love shout outs, and I want to send one to all the people I interacted with in Vegas that came up to me and told me how much they love the possessive apostrophe.
What?
Yes, they did. They said, and I love, and some even said, I love the apostrophe show. I said, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I love what you're doing with the apostrophe.
They just know you're on it.
Yeah. I don't know what's in front of the apostrophe. I'm really here for the apostrophe.
Ai, Bela, vou te
I was like, that's
contar.
great. That whatever we can do to differentiate. That's the key, is differentiation. And people go, they said this. I love what you're doing with the apostrophe, man. I said, thank you. Thank you very, very much.
All right.
And you know, it's like when you create something like a radio show like this, the people don't even have to listen to. Like they just like.
Well, we don't wanna-
You don't have to, as long as you like the title. As long as you're like, no, I'm loyal to the apostrophe. I'm sure whatever was said this morning was great. You know, maybe let the on-demand play in the background. Something. We might benefit from that. You know, we should probably make that our new sponsor code. With sponsor code
Apostrophe?
possessive apostrophe. Nobody who listens to this show would ever spell possessive apostrophe right.
Nobody who works for the show.
No. Troy, if I put you on the spot right now, you think you could nail possessive apostrophe?
No.
Okay, good. Then I won't. Okay? I won't do it. Let's go to Jay in Canada. 866-969-1969. We are live. Happy hump day. Jay, what's going on?
Hey, buddy. Just a quick question and a comment on White Lotus.
Yes.
So, one, what's a little cutie patootie like you getting your own radio show?
Yeah, I don't know. Do I know you?
Maybe. You'll find out. And then White Lotus season 3 ending there.
Yeah.
I heard you and Nicole talking about the daughter, how she basically, you thought that she didn't want to, how she didn't want to stay at the Buddhist sanctuary or whatever it was.
Yeah, so at the end of, White Lotus, this family that comes into the hotel, they're loaded. The dad loves to wear a Duke shirt at his weakest moments possible, really throwing a monkey wrench into the plans of Duke University. But
That was a fucking mess.
he was a mess, but they're all very, very rich. And they love, Parker Posey is over there just loving that. Well, she doesn't feel like at her age she should really be forced to live in an uncomfortable way, and I agree with that. But the premise is that the daughter is sort of the, granola chewing hippie of a daughter that loves to love and doesn't think that all this concentration on the physical goods and money is a good thing until she spends the night with the Buddhists. You're not even Buddhist. And at the end, my interpretation was that she was like, no, I realized I need the comforts. I need the creature comforts.
Yeah, so my interpretation of it was that once she found out her brother wanted to stay with her, she kind of backslid. And I took it as she was making up kind of an excuse not to stay. But I know you and Nicole kind of had a different take on it. I just didn't know if that's what you kind of got from it too, maybe.
I hadn't thought about it, but it is a good idea because she comes back from the.
When he said, I'm going to stay with you.
She was bummed when he said he's going to stay. And she comes back from the Buddhist temple. You're not Chinese. You want to live in Taiwan? when she comes back from the Buddhist temple, she is really bummed out, and it's not clear what she's bummed out about. So I took it as she was having a crisis of conscience. But I like yours is a little bit deeper, and so I like your interpretation. I might go with that. That's actually pretty good, Jay.
Yeah, that's just kind of what I took from it. Anyways, boys, keep making gold.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, for any of you, and I know my co-host on Satisfying, who's on the morning mashup, Nicole Biggins, did see it the same way I did. But Nicole, so at the end of this show, and I know spoilers, but it's been weeks.
Satisfying or White Lotus?
It should be the end of Satisfying after Nicole's interpretation. At the end of White Lotus, there's the woman is going off after making her $5 million, and she's on a boat, right? And she's like, okay, sailing away. Nicole said, I know that she goes like this. I know I wasn't alone in this. A lot of people were saying it, but I thought the boat was going to blow up.
What?
And I went, what? And she was like, yeah. Like a lot of people, I was like, what are you talking about? Nobody thought the boat was going to blow up. It wouldn't have made any sense. Honestly, if that boat blew up at the end of the show, people would have been like, have all 3 seasons just been a complete joke? That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. She goes, no, I thought the boat was going to blow up. And I go, how could you have thought? And she goes, there were people. She goes, Sam, there were people in my life who thought the boat was going to blow up. I'm like, who? And she goes, well, my mom thought the boat was going to blow up too. I go, listen, Nicole, I'm a big fan of Lenny Biggins, but at no point, I go, that's not. Wait, it's not an action movie. It's not a. That would be like a Seth Rogen parody of an action movie. That would be like if Danny McBride was on the boat in Pineapple Express, then the boat would blow up. I go, why would the boat blow up? She goes, because then the guy that gave her the $5 million, he wasn't going to let her leave with the $5 million. I go, it's already in her bank account.
Yeah.
And also, don't you think that the authority, even in Thailand, don't you think the authorities would be like, hey, that boat blowing up, it didn't have anything to do with the $5 million that was just placed in your bank account, did it? Even in Thailand. She goes, oh, I didn't think of that. so
That's the dumbest take I've ever heard.
it's insane. I couldn't believe it. I knew there was going to be something, and she loves the show. Like, she's not like, oh, I just turned it on. I was only half paying attention. Like, loves it. We talked for a whole hour about everything that happened on that show. But yeah, she thought the boat was going to blow up at the end. It's like, it's not like, what was that skyscraper movie with the final boss in it?
Oh, wasn't it called Skyscraper?
Maybe, when he jumped from one building to the other. I was like, maybe in that movie, which, by the way, that movie was fantastic. But yeah, it's a different thing altogether.
Yeah, it's called Skyscraper.
Skyscraper. Like, if I want to watch a boat blowing up or the Hoover Dam crumbling to bits and we're running across it or something like that, sure. But if I'm watching White Lotus,
yeah, I mean,
and then the boat just blows up. First of all, if the boat blew up at the end, we would see pieces of a blown up boat in the beginning. Like, the whole idea is that it starts with the end and you get and you work backwards. Like, if the boat blew up,
yeah, there's constants throughout the seasons.
Right. You'd be like, well, why'd you show me that there was a shooting in the hotel at the beginning of the season? The boat blowing up is a much bigger deal. So So I think I'm gonna go with the caller's theory. I think I'm gonna go with Jay's theory on that because
it's a good theory.
It is a good theory. It is good. Yeah, I've been slacking on TV. I have to catch up because I've been in Las Vegas. I tell you, when you go to Las Vegas and you check it, I think if you go anywhere, but especially if you go to Vegas and you check into the hotel and the person at the front desk goes, and I see that you're here with us for 6 nights. You go, oh, like it just hits you like that doesn't seem.
I'm living here.
Like that can't be right. Is this an extended stay America or something like that? Yeah, I'm like you're like looking and there's a casino behind you. Because, you know, they put a casino. Wait, it's a hotel, it's an airport, wherever it is. It could be a Pizza Hut. There's going to be a casino in it. And you're just like, this is not. You walk in and you go, well, I'm in a different reality. And then they go, and we have you for 6 nights. You're like, yeah.
Where'd you stay?
At the Aria.
Is it on the strip?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you're in it.
Oh, in it. In the thick of it. And I mean, middle of the strip. Not even out on one end or the other. Like straight there. I mean, it was beautiful. Like the room was great. It's a newer hotel. Like the restaurants were good. Pricey restaurants, but the restaurants were good.
That's all right.
The casinos were good. Everything was awesome.
They got a good buffet.
I did not sample the buffet. I know everybody's talking about the buffets in Vegas.
Vegas buffets.
That's what you do.
I went to 3 restaurants the whole time I was in Vegas. I think.
Denny's?
Do we know what they are?
Okay, listen. Should I start from the beginning?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Yeah, because I did. I found my spot. Because look,
Well, I know one place you went to because I follow you on Instagram.
You saw. That might have been a little shout out to the apostrophe show homies. Just to let everyone know I'm a real one. There was a comment on it that said, wait, this isn't a work? Like he actually likes? I was like, yeah, I do. So I was out there for WrestleMania, obviously. And I left. Last time we had a show was a week ago, right? Yeah, it was Wednesday. And so on Wednesday, I flew out in the evening, but before I flew out, I'm just sitting, packing everything up. Obviously, I waited till the very last minute. I didn't have one thing packed when I was doing this show on Wednesday. So I'm just slowly, and I do this thing that drives my wife crazy because I don't like to leave my house, especially if
Always gone.
I know, and I hate it. I don't like to leave for an
You
evening.
dine in at Dunkin' Donuts, and you're like, I hate to
No.
leave my house.
That's a little escape. That's fine. No, I get what you're saying there. But I don't like to go out to dinner.
know that.
To you know
That's
that.
true.
You know that. And I don't like to travel at all.
No, you don't.
No. So I will do things, and I can tell that I'm doing it where I'm delaying on purpose. I'm self-sabotaging. I'm doing I could be far more prepared, but clearly I'm just pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off.
Because the flight isn't going to wait for you. You're going to have to pack.
Yeah, of course. I'm not in control of this.
Right.
Right? So, whatever. I'm very, very slowly packing.
It's because it doesn't stress you out.
No. If
Packing
any,
is so easy.
It is, but it's like you don't want to forget anything. That's always my
wow.
concern. Okay.
Well.
All right.
I'll start a list weeks ahead of time.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. No.
Just so I don't forget.
And I'm going for 6 days.
Yeah.
And also, as you know, I'm going 6 days, 6 working days. Right?
Different outfits.
Right.
And going, well, they got to all fit in the carry-on.
Right. Which
You had a suit too. Your suit. Oh,
You're putting the cart in front of the horse here.
no.
So I'm
feel like
sitting
Sam
there.
had purchased some things in Vegas.
So I'm sitting there on Wednesday, and I'm stopping my packing for a snack or something like that. Whatever. I'm just sitting in my kitchen.
Not a day-long adventure.
I'm like, well, I put a few T-shirts in the stack and go, all right, let me see.
What time was your flight?
Let me see. It was maybe 6 o'clock flight, something like that.
Okay.
No, maybe 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock flight.
Okay.
Right. So, and I'm just sitting there, just hanging and banging. And all of a sudden, I get a FaceTime request on my phone from a number I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, that's weird because the minute you pick it up, now you're in my house.
Yeah.
And so I don't.
Okay.
And so I don't pick it up. And then it calls again. And I go, okay, this might be serious. And so I picked up the FaceTime, and all of a sudden I'm on the Pat McAfee show.
Right. Yes, I saw that.
No clue what's going on. And they just announced the Lord of the Marks is here. and Boston Connor is repeating everything that I'm saying and acting like he's my servant and all this stuff. So I had no idea any of that. I had to go back. I was on for a few minutes just talking about WrestleMania coming up. But then I had to go back and see what the hell had just happened. Because literally, it's not like you pick up the FaceTime and you're watching the Pat McAfee show. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then Pat's introducing me, and I'm like, hey, guys, what's going on?
Could have thrown a plug in.
And Pat did.
Good for Pat.
Pat said, you know him from this. He's on Sirius XM. He's doing all this stuff, And literally, as I'm talking to McAfee, my wife and my kids walk back in the door from wherever they were, and I'm just on the Pat McAfee show. So they go, okay. And I thought, in my stupid head, I was like, you know what? I was like, Jess, why don't you drive me to the airport with the kids so that way we have a little extra time together? You know what I mean? And it's like, it's late enough in the afternoon
sure.
that they won't be in school, you know.
Mas na hora que
Trying to get a
começar o
free
jogo
ride to
também.
the airport.
That's right. That's right. These Ubers are expensive. You know how expensive.
Hey, Jess, I got a great idea.
They get you. They get you.
Where were you going?
Well, I go, it's LaGuardia. I go, no problem. She goes, okay, no problem.
Okay.
And we go, okay, get the kids. We're getting the kids in the car. And I start going, okay, what do I have to do? I was like, I have, you know, I have to do all these podcasts. That's my main gig. That's doing all the recap podcasts that I'm going to do after WrestleMania, which is 2 nights, and after Raw, which is another night. I'm going to present a Slammy Award. I'm going to be on the NXT pre-show. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, I can go kind of nice, casual for all that stuff. Like the podcast, I'm just being me. I go, I'll bring like a sports jacket, black sports jacket. I have these nice, solid black jeans. I'll put on a really nice black T-shirt. I can do the pre-show and the Slammy Awards in that.
Okay.
And also then kind of combine those pieces to help when I'm doing the podcast and stuff. And, you know, I can wear the jeans wherever. You know, it's bag economy. And I go, okay. And then I go, and I got the live podcast, obviously.
Sure.
At the Comedy Cellar at the Rio. And so I go, okay, all good. And then I go, okay, as we're packing up, I go, oh, I need an audio recorder for the live podcast.
Of course.
Because I got to record the podcast.
Yeah.
And I go down to the basement as my wife is packing the kids in the car. And I go, huh, wonder where that audio recorder is. You know, I need like that Tascam.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is. And I start looking in the
Because you had
back.
only thought of it at that moment, so it's not like you had planned this out.
No, that moment.
Right.
Yeah. While they're in the driveway. They're standing in the driveway.
I mean,
And I'm already going like, we don't have to leave right now. And my wife's like, we have to leave right now. I go, oh, okay, if you're going to be like that. And then I'm like looking around for it. I'm like, I don't see it in the basement. I'm going up to my room. I don't see it anywhere. Is it in one of the bags? No, it's not in this bag. It's not in that bag. She's like, what do you do? I was like, do you know where my audio recorder is? She's like, why would I know where your audio recorder is? What are you talking about? I go, I don't know. Did you move it somewhere? Why would I move your audio recorder? I don't know. I'm saying I don't know where it is. And usually if I don't know the answer to a question, you might know the answer to a question. She goes, well, I don't know the answer to this question.
smart.
I go, okay. And I'm looking around. Time is ticking. The baby's strapped into the car. The kids are getting in. I go, you know what? Vegas, as they say, is the city that never sleeps. So
That's what they say.
That's what they say. The windy city that never sleeps. So I go, whatever. I'm gonna buy an audio recorder in Vegas.
That's fine. You know what? I probably would have thought the same thing. If your options are miss your flight because you're looking for the audio recorder, or just say I'll buy one there.
Whatever. I go, I've used that audio recorder so many times. It's time for a new one anyway.
There's probably a B&H there.
Big deal. You know?
He'll throw it on his tax.
It's just crazy though that like, you know, you're going to do these events, you have a lot going on. You wouldn't just like even just create like a list in your phone. Just like, okay, audio recorder, okay, let me set this aside.
No,
Okay,
he's
this.
an asshole.
No.
Failure to prepare is preparing.
But somehow he always pulls it off. But go ahead.
Okay.
That's always right. Right. So then I go, okay. And we're on the way. And then I go, okay, let me check what terminal at LaGuardia we're going to. Right? And I pick up my thing. And I go, okay. I go, Jay. Terminal 1 JFK. She goes, what? And I go, no, we're not going to LaGuardia. We're going to JFK.
That's so much farther.
And she's like, what do you mean we go? I go, relax. It's the same.
It's not.
I said, that's what she said. I go, we're not even on the highway yet. It's not a big deal. She goes, it's a huge deal.
You are so much closer to LaGuardia than you are to JFK.
That's what she said.
She's smart.
And she goes, it just went from 30 minutes to like 50 minutes, and I have a car full of kids and also have to drive them home. I go, yeah, it's going to be a great bonding experience. It's going to be fine.
Bonds with them every day.
It's going to be totally fine. And then we're in traffic, and I'm like, ugh.
And you're not stressed?
No, it is what it is.
I bet he's a little stressed.
No, via con Dios is what I said.
Do you feel like a bit of an idiot?
I felt like...
You feel bad?
I felt bad, and I felt like she was justified in being irritated.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how I felt. I go, yeah. Yeah, I would be irritated with me right now because this is poor planning on my part.
I mean, it's no planning.
No, there was no planning. There wasn't any.
Flying by the seat of your pants.
You've known
I
about
like
this
that.
trip for months.
For a while.
You know you're going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, I mean, I had the, even WWE, they were like, we're going to make the flights, like, early, so if you could just get with us. Like, the flights were made, a long time ago. They're very responsible for that.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
They got a lot of...
They probably planned.
Well, their problem is they got a lot of nudniks to deal with, like me. So, I go, it's fine.
I doubt Michael Cole does this.
Michael Cole seems like he's got his shit together. No, he does well for himself, But I figure I got pre-check and I got clear. So what do I need to do?
Okay.
So we do get to the airport. Unfortunately, it does take longer than it would have taken to get to LaGuardia. I say goodbye. I say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. I'm sorry. I got my backpack and my roller bag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And
do you think you've got everything you need at this point?
Yeah, except the audio recorder,
right?
Which I got a plan for.
Okay.
And so I go, and everything's fine. Then I go through, pre-check and clear, boom, 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 easy peasy, and get to the gate. I'm even slightly early for the flight, which I'm like, okay, what are we rushing for? Like,
see, I was right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sitting at this gate, going like, why? I'm sitting at the gate now.
I'm sitting here like an asshole.
Exactly. We're not boarding for another 10 minutes. Why am I already here? It's ridiculous. And so everything's fine. We get on the flight. Although I got on the flight and I had my Wi-Fi on, so I'm texting with Jess. Everything was fine. She goes, and I started to think there was a problem. She goes, "Oh, the kids really miss you." I go, "Oh, that's really sweet." And this is true. She said, on the way back, every time we passed a Wendy's or a McDonald's, they cried because they thought of you. I said, what?
That's how they associate their father.
She said, every time we drove by McDonald's or Wendy's, they cried because they were thinking of you and they were going to miss you because you're going to be gone so long. I was like, well, it's really sweet. Except it's wild that they associate me with drive-through fast food restaurants.
I mean, can you see why? Yeah.
I can. And I said, you know what? Not only do we have sweet children, we have very perceptive kids.
Yeah.
They know exactly. I didn't realize how perceptive that they were.
Like, we all associate, our loved ones with specific things.
That's right.
And for your children,
that's right.
It's Wendy's.
That's right. That's right. But the flight was fine. I always end up getting on the flights early because I'm flying. I'm usually I'm flying coach exit row.
Right. Okay.
Which is economy plus economy. But are
you on the flight with Hot Dog?
No. Okay. Hot Dog was coming in the next morning. But I always end up seeing somebody from like WWE or something that travels all the time that has status.
Gunther?
So I got in with Gunther. Yeah, Gunther. He was like, "Come, you can be my companion." I go, "Great," and then I get on early. Come with me. I go, "Okay, Gunther." And so the flight was fine, and I got off. It's like whatever it is, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Vegas is lit up. Casinos in the airport. WrestleMania signage everywhere. That's always very, very fun when you land in like the city that WrestleMania is in. They have the airports decked out. I mean, the whole city is decked out with wrestling stuff. Yeah, exactly right. Like there's like little stations where you can make signs that you could bring to like arenas and stadiums. Yeah, it's crazy. Like photo ops with like welcome to WrestleMania instead of that welcome to Vegas sign.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
Kind of like Orlando with Disney.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And so I go, okay, let me get my rental car. And I go outside and I see there's this line for the rental car shuttle. Okay.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be asking.
No, I'm a G, okay? I'm a G. I go, WWE's good like that. They're like, if you need a rental car, here it is. I see the line, and it's like, I figured at 10 o'clock at night it'd be easy, but I guess on the East Coast there's probably a lot of people on that flight, and it's WrestleMania. So the line for a rental car is like at least 5 shuttles long. You know what I mean? It's like around the thing. And I just go up to the lady. I go, "This is for rental cars?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "Cool." Turned around, Uber. immediately. I go, don't need a rental car. You know, I'd rather, you know,
But
not.
you don't need a rental car.
No,
right?
and
Like in
I
Vegas?
didn't, and I didn't need it, and I didn't need it.
When were you ever going to drive somewhere?
No, I mean, if I'm driving anywhere, it's to the venue and back, and most of the time, like, there's WWE shuttles that are taking us to the venue and back. So it's like, I didn't need it.
I saw it wasn't easy to get out.
Huh?
I saw it wasn't that easy to get out.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. People were risking it all.
Going up the down escalator.
I love seeing that. People risk it all to escape WrestleMania. So I go, okay, so I take the Uber. I take the Uber to the hotel. Check-in's easy. That's where the guy tells me 6 days. I go, okay. And I already start running into, you know, people that I work with at WWE, people that I work with at Tops, people that and it's, you know, okay, we're in it. We're in the thick of it. And I get up to the room, put my bags down, and I'm like, I gotta grab something to eat because I realize, you know, when it's 10 o'clock at night, but it's like whatever it is, 1 a.m. your body time, and you haven't eaten since whatever, since right before I was on the Pat McAfee show. So I was like, I gotta grab something to eat. I know there's a Denny's around here from the last time I was in Vegas, but you know what they put in?
What's that?
Raising Cane's.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Oh yeah. So I walk to Raising Cane's, and it's impossible to walk anywhere in Vegas. You know, it's so annoying. They have the sky bridges. You can't cross any streets. No pedestrian street crossing. You have to go walk all the way to a sky bridge. It usually passes where you want to go, so then you have to walk back.
You're walking like twice the amount that you need to walk.
That's right. Luckily, the weather was like perfect. It was like 65 degrees, which is crazy for Vegas. Like, it's usually way hotter, but it's perfect. So whatever, I got my Caniac combo. Brought it back to the
nice surprise.
Oh, best surprise ever. Brought it back to the hotel. Gorgeous. It was unbelievable. And then I woke up the next morning. Hot Dog was getting in at like, I think his flight was landing at like 11 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But I was up early because I was on East Coast time anyway, and went over to the Wynn Hotel. Busted Open was over there because that's where Sirius has the new Sirius studio at the Wynn Hotel. So I went over there to do Busted Open, and I mean, that studio is great that they have over there. Like, it's all decked out with like the nicest cameras. There's video actually on the Busted Open YouTube channel, and you can see that like how well set up everything is over there. It's really, really cool. Yeah, they had all their hosts were there, and then Mick Foley was coming in. Our buddy Paul Walter Hauser was coming in. It was perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, I saw Mick Foley was on.
Yeah, look how nice that looks.
Same mic stands though.
Yep.
They did put it. I didn't even think about that. I wonder why they keep insisting on using these mic stands.
That's a choice.
They must have stock in it or something.
Getting it for free or something.
Yeah. So I did. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's really hitting you hard. But so I did Bust It Open. That was great. I had a great time with them, and gave them hot takes. You know, they love hot takes, and I got nothing but hot takes.
Of course.
And then I hear the Hot Dog's coming in, and so I go, okay. I go, Hot Dog. He was staying at the Rio the first night, and then he was going to join me at the Aria because we got a hotel with the gig, you know. So I gave him my hotel at the Rio, and then booked him rooms at the Aria the other nights. So I said, okay, put your stuff down at the Rio, and then we got to figure out how to find this audio recorder. You know, because that gig's that day. It's at 5 o'clock.
You weren't doing any research on that on the plane or anything?
Not on the plane.
Right, because why would you?
But when I woke up in the morning, I did. And I was very dismayed at first. Because as it turns out, Target doesn't really stock task cams. Walmart doesn't really stock task cams.
It's funny you'd even think that they would.
Best Buy doesn't stock. I thought Best Buy would for sure.
For sure, yeah.
No, they got laundry machines. They don't have task cams. They're not in that business anymore.
I would like immediately on the ride to the airport.
Yeah, no, it was on the
I
way.
would be on B&H's website looking for overnight delivery to the Vegas hotel.
That's a good call because I did put Hot Dog on the case. Guess what? It's Passover week.
Oh.
B&H and Andromeda both closed all week.
That's right. You're fucked.
So I was like, hot dog, you go buy it at B&H.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll
sure,
pay you
yeah.
for it. Like, and you know, whatever expenses are. Yeah. So no, I did have that thought. Like, hot dog, if you have time, can you go and grab this before you come? And then I was also looking like,
Copy.
yeah, that's what he said. He loves saying copy. And then I was also looking like, can I Amazon it to Hot Dog's place by midnight?
Right.
Because he's leaving early in the morning, so even 8 a.m. delivery, I'm not fucking with that.
Right.
Because if he has to leave by 6 and he misses it, and
Go Sweetwater and overnight it to Vegas.
it was tricky because it really was like if it didn't get there within 24 hours.
Well, that's why I'm saying you should have been doing this on the ride to the flight, because it's like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Overnight deliveries, you're gonna be good.
You could have called Sweetwater and said, "Listen, this is an emergency. This needs to go out tonight by 5 o'clock."
Last professional broadcaster on the line,
and they're like in the middle of America, so they could probably pull that off.
You know what they got in Las Vegas? Guitar Center.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
And Guitar Center said they had a couple in stock. I said, easy peasy. Good to go.
All right.
So I said, hot dog, here's the plan. You get to the Rio, give your bags and shit, because it was a little early. Give your bags and everything to the bellhop. Leave them there. I go, then grab an Uber, meet me at my hotel. We'll go to Guitar Center. And then, you know, the gig's at the Rio anyway. So you'll go back, you'll check in, and we'll be there in time for the gig. I said, I told you, everything's going to be perfect. Everything's always perfect.
Right.
And so, right. So we get there, right? And
to Guitar Center?
No, Hot Dog comes to the hotel. We're not there yet. Hot Dog comes to the hotel. And I go, what's with the backpack? He goes, oh, this is the $10,000 camera that I bring everywhere. And he goes, I didn't want to leave it with the bellhop. I go, oh, okay.
I get that.
Okay, all right. I go, no problem. And he goes, did you bring any of your cameras? I said, no. I told you I wasn't going to bring any cameras. And he said,